Hey, this is Daily Tech Mike and have an article here on fiercewireless.com regarding to At&t. So let's take a look at the article. It says here At&t will activate 5G standalone core when devices are ready. It says At&t's Gordon Mansfield said, "We have our standalone SA core in our network from a whatever those two words are." Well, anyways, At&t is currently has 277 million points of presence POPS covered with its low band spectrum, primarily its 850 megahertz spectrum, and its plans to have 2 million POPS covered with its new C-band spectrum by the end of 2023. It uses millimeter wave spectrum and on a more targeted base at sports events like stadiums and other entertainment venues. But besides from spectrum, what is At&t's roadmap to finish deploying 5G? Speaking with Fierce Wireless today at the Wireless Infrastructure Association Connect conference, Gordon Mansfield, At&t's VP of Mobile Access Architectural, says that the company is still wanting to activate its 5G standalone SA core and the delay mainly relies to the device ecosystem. It says for a carrier such as T-Mobile, its deployment of the SA 5G core may have been prior related to its spectrum, but Mansfield said that for At&t, the SA 5G core really isn't tied to any spectrum. It's about the border ecosystem. Specifically, he was referring to the device ecosystem of 5G phones and tablets. Apparently, the current devices on the market can handle the 5G network, but if they are consistently using a 5G standalone network, that many impact device batteries. Device manufacturers don't want to degrade the battery's life, said Mansfield. They really care about their battery life. When you're on a non-standalone, you're using LTE signal protocol for silicon. LTE is more effective from a power drawn perspective. He said original equipment manufacturers, OEMs, prefer to stay on the older technology until the silicon in the phone can have the same power as an existing phone. Mansfield said new silicon is becoming available now to handle the power challenges. You'll start to see more SA capability deployed at more scale now as the device ecosystem starts to mature. Mansfield said there are three broad factors that impact the 5G environment. First, you have to have the 5G radio environment, which we do, he said. Then you have to have the devices. Then you need an applications to take advantage. When you think about all the ecosystem is starting to mature, including the devices, although more power efficient Silicon is coming and will deploy in new smartphones. Mansfield said the 5G capability phones that people have purchased the last couple of years still have a lot of runaway. Future 5G phones with the improvement power efficiency, which will run on At&t's Standalone SA network, will make those people happy. Who uses heavy applications, people happy who use heavy applications on their devices, such as cloud gaming. The news phones will also support more spectrum bands. It says here a combination which will free up the existing bands used by older phones. As of May, At&t supports 27 C-band compatible smartphone. Mansfield said, "We have our SA core in our network for a mature perspective, but enabling it in the device is the question. As we feel confident the devices are performing well, including battery management, will begin to activate." T-Mobile announced in 2020 that its SA version of 5G was available nationwide, initially using 600 megahertz spectrum. And in the late 2021, T-Mobile said it was running on voice over new radio OVNR, so that its 5G network will be able to handle voice calls as well as data. From his perspective, Mansfield said T-Mobile needs to quickly deploy its SA5 core because its LTE coverage on its AWS or PCS spectrum wasn't very robust in rural areas. It deployed SA5G on its 600 megahertz spectrum to expand rural coverage, and now it needs VONR so that voice calls can. I'm in a shitter. I'm in a shitter.
This is not my account because of a YouTube channel somebody ordered. Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, right. You're in my account again.
No, I think you, because when you gave me your card and I ordered something from Amazon, it went to my YouTube, and that's what happened was.
Stop.
One thing I did one.
No, and you don't.
On Amazon, when you sent me to the Amazon.
Stop using my account. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I won't order nothing from Amazon ever again.
That's why I told